What's up, dudes, and welcome back again. So for those who know and don't know, the Nintendo Switch is an absolute powerhouse for JRPGs. Today we're going to be going over a list of 10 of them, and to help me do so, I've asked 90sHandHeldGamer to tag along. I'll be leaving a link to his channel in the description below, and yeah, let's get into it. Take it away, man.
What is good, everyone? And thanks, Ghostlink, for having me on your channel. I'm glad to be a part of this collaboration with you. So for my 5 favorite Nintendo Switch RPGs, the first one that I absolutely have to talk about is Fire Emblem Three Houses, because this game changed my life as a gamer, and it made me a fan of the Fire Emblem series and a fan of strategy RPGs. In my opinion, this game is a must-play if you have a Nintendo Switch and you're a fan of RPGs and story-driven games. This is one of the most unforgettable games that I have ever played. It has an amazing, unforgettable story, amazing, unforgettable music, amazing characters. And when I say amazing, I mean amazing. Like, you really get attached to the characters and the story. They're so well written. They all have their own personal story. They all have a lot of depth to them. And another great thing about this game is the gameplay. The turn-based strategy combat is amazing. It's kind of like anime chess, a lot of people call it, but you really do have to strategize what you're doing in this game, especially if you play on the hard classic mode, which you don't have to, but it does make the stakes higher. It makes it a lot more fun if you play on that, because then you'll have the permadeath, where if any of your characters die on that map, that's it, they're gone forever. But what I do personally is the soft reset, where if I lose someone and I don't want to lose them for the whole story, I'll just go back to the main menu, quit out the game, restart it. It makes it a fun challenge. And I love the music in this game. As I said, the combat is amazing, and it also has a lot of customization where you can kind of put your units in different classes. For example, let's say someone you have is more supposed to be like a mage. Well, they might have something called a budding talent for maybe like a sword skill or something, where you can put them in another class, and it just adds a lot of depth to it, a lot of replayability with 3 different stories in this game that all have 3 different endings. This is a must play. Alright, so the next game I want to talk about is Super Mario RPG. This game has a lot of charm and personality to it, and is a very fun turn-based RPG. And what I like about this game actually is that it is on the short side, but it does still have enough side content, and it does give you the option to grind if you want to try to get all the items that you can, all the weapons, all the armor and all that. And it's just really fun and unique. And although it is kind of on the easy side, it does provide a bit of a challenge. Like, you will have to try to get the timing attacks right, and oh, that's probably the funnest mechanic that makes just the turn-based battles fun in this game, that if you time your attack right, you can do extra damage, and you can also do attacks that will damage all the enemies on screen. And then when enemies come to attack you, if you time it right and hit the button to block, you can also block their attacks and block all the damage, which if you get good at that, it can make it super easy. But it's just a very fun and engaging combat system, and I haven't beat this one yet, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, and honestly, it's one of my favorite Nintendo Switch RPGs that I've played yet. So next up on my list here is Ys Origin, and I first played this game when I bought it on an eShop sale for only about $8, and I was blown away by the quality of this game. Although it is, I believe, a PSP remaster, the action combat in this game still holds up. It's an amazing action RPG, and if you're just going through a single playthrough, you can beat it pretty quick. But there are 3 different stories, 3 different characters to play with, which give you 3 different perspectives of the game, adding a lot of replayability into it. And the boss battles in this game are just really intense, really epic, really awesome. I love this game, and it's a great place to start your entry into the Ys series with. Next up is Bravely Default 2, and this is a really fun classic turn-based RPG with the Brave and Default mechanic. It adds a lot of depth to the combat system, because you really have to strategize what you're gonna do with every turn. With the Brave command, you can just use your points to use attacks, and with the Default, you can store up all your points and use a bunch of commands all in one turn. So when it comes to those tough boss battles, and even tough encounters with common enemies out there. You really do got to strategize what you're going to do in this game. And it is a tough game, especially if you're playing on the hard difficulty. And another great thing about this game is there's a lot of different options for customization with the job system. There's all kinds of different classes, but it can get really grindy. But for those who are a fan of that old school RPG grind, you're gonna find yourself right at home loving this game. And I haven't played the classic old school Final Fantasies, but I've heard that that's what this game takes it back to. And the final game that I'm going to talk about is Fire Emblem Engage. And I feel that this game is a bit underrated because it kind of didn't get as well received as Three Houses, and I can understand why, because the story wasn't as epic and the music and characters weren't as epic, but it still does have some banger music on here. It still does have some memorable, cool characters. But one particular category that it blows Fire Emblem Three Houses out of the water in is the combat. The combat in this game is absolutely amazing. If you're a fan of strategy RPGs, you have to play this game. And another place that it also blows Fire Emblem Three Houses out the water in is the graphics and animations. They look amazing in this game. This game plays amazing, and this is one of the best Nintendo Switch games that came out this year in 2023. Make sure you play it. So that was my top 5 favorite Nintendo Switch RPGs. Thank you, Ghostlink, again for having me on the channel, and for everyone watching. Ghostlink has been steadily, consistently coming out with a lot of great content, so make sure you subscribe to his channel and hit that notification bell. Peace.
All right. Well, thanks for all the kind words, man. Appreciate you having you on the channel. This is definitely going to be part 1 of many, I'm sure, because there's just so many JRPGs on the Switch. We can't cover them all in this one video. And now we're going to be going over my top 5. Let's get into it. The first game that I want to talk about is going to be Xenoblade Chronicles. This game is hands down one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. I cannot believe how good it runs on the Switch. It looks amazing, it sounds great, the characters are really, really cool, as well as the story. The story is really captivating. There's a lot of twists and turns and really heartfelt moments. Like, this is gonna really tug at your emotions. And for how open world it is and how massive this game is, I am so surprised they fit it all into one cartridge. This game is absolutely massive. It's like playing an MMORPG, I'm not even kidding. If you're looking for a really good game just to get lost in for hours and dedicate at least a solid few months of your life into it, you're gonna love this game. The second game I want to talk about is gonna be Final Fantasy 7 and 8. So this game is a double pack of Final Fantasy 7 and 8. 2 games that came out on the PS1 and got ported to the Switch, and they look and run amazing. These are great, great games. If this is your first time playing Final Fantasy 7 or 8, I recommend playing on the Switch. These are really, really good. You're gonna have a blast. And number 3 is gonna be Alliance Alive. This game originally came out on the 3DS and it got ported to the Switch, and it's a remastered version and it looks really, really good. The story is really good, the characters are charming. This is the perfect end-of-day JRPG. You get off work, you want to go home and relax, this is your go-to game. It's got this really cozy vibe to it as well, which is perfect for playing during the holiday season or even fall time. This game's definitely similar to Bravely Default as well. If you're a fan of those games, you're definitely going to love this one. And coming in at number 4 is going to be Octopath Traveler 2. So Octopath Traveler 1 is really, really good, but I will say that Octopath Traveler 2 definitely hits way harder and is even a lot better. Everything that they could have made better from the first one, they definitely did it in the second one. There's 8 characters you can choose from that you can start the story with, and you can play as that character throughout the whole time. And throughout the game you meet up with the other 7 characters, and it is an absolute blast. A really good cast, really good story. The amount of lore is insane. They put so much thought and time into this, you could really, really tell. If you're into old school JRPGs, you're gonna love this one. This is one that I definitely recommend you guys checking out. And last but not least is gonna be Atelier Ryza 2. I talked about this game on one of my previous videos, and this is the one JRPG that I can say is my absolute favorite on the Nintendo Switch. This game is an absolute journey, an adventure. It is great. You're gonna get so lost and captivated in this game. It's very immersive too. The battle system is really cool. The characters are amazing. It's very charming. It's everything that you could want in a JRPG. In all honesty, it feels like you're playing an anime. It's really cool. If you're into a really good cast, really good story, really good music, a charming atmosphere, you're gonna love this game. This is definitely a must-own for all JRPG lovers and Switch owners. I highly recommend it. So yeah, there you have it. There's a list of 10 JRPGs I highly recommend you guys check out. If you're a newcomer to the series, these are some of the heavy hitters that we recommend. In part 2, we'll be going over some more of the rare and hidden gem ones. Those are definitely fun as well. So stick around for part 2 and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I'm going to be leaving a link below in the description to 90sHandheldGamer's channel. Definitely check him out. His work is great. He's got lots of great recommendations, tons of games that I haven't played yet, and I love watching his channel. Amazing work. Huge fan of you, man. And of course, thank you for tagging along. This is going to be an ongoing adventure. I cannot wait. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel and his, of course. And with that being said, we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.